All right, Ragin Randy here with Jeff and Nick from Of Tomorrow. We're coming to you from the hometown Get Down in Clarksburg, Maryland. Guys, thanks for sitting down with me. Nice, or standing up with me, whichever you prefer. Nice to see you.
You too, man.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Thank you. I'm happy to be hearing you guys play again this evening, but we're preset here, and we wanted to sit down and talk about some things. So let's start with you. You mentioned to me that you've had a busy summer, lots of great guests and sit-ins. Why don't you give us some highlights, some of your favorite moments or favorite guest appearances that you've had from the summer?
Yeah, I mean, basically this year, and kind of going back to the spring, like at least twice, you know, we went as far north as Boston, as far south as North Carolina, and a couple hours inland, and a lot of places in that radius we went to, you know, more times and played festivals and kept on going back. And it was awesome. And so now we're planning on, you know, going back to those places like where we had a lot of fun, like Shepherdstown, Richmond, Baltimore, Asbury Park, Boston, you know, a number of other places. Yeah, we had a lot of really good sit-ins too over the summer for sure.
Cool. Who were some of your favorites?
AC from Talk and Chris Hauser from The Works and Jesse Hensley from Big Something all sat in with us in the span of one set at one point.
That sounds like a fun one.
With Danny and Mario, the Yellow Submarine horns, like playing too. It's like almost like a traffic jam at that point because there's so many awesome musicians. It's kind of overwhelming, but it was really fun.
Where was that?
Fun. Tea Party, Mad Tea Party.
Mad Tea Party, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what about this? This was a really big year for you guys, going all the way back to the beginning. You released your debut album, self-titled, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. How was the reception from the recordings? Did you guys find it well received?
Yeah, I thought it was generally well received. Well, everybody I played it for seems to like it.
Good. That's always a good sign.
Yeah. We put so much time into those and then put them out and then kind of put them down and started focusing on other things. So now when I listen back to them, they sound very old. And maybe not even indicative of something like that.
We've changed like the arrangement of all of them. Like we don't play them the way that they're on the recording. Like at almost.
Well, all songs evolve, you know, along with the bands. You know, you see it all the time, so that's a good thing.
Every single song on that record, the arrangement was fluid all summer long, depending on who was with us.
Right.
You know, me, John, and Nick are like the kind of the three amigos, and then everyone else sort of rotates in and out. And we have a whole crew of amazing people who come and play, depending on who's available and budget and other stuff. So the arrangements of the songs have been really fluid depending on that, and they've all kind of breathed. And then we've written new stuff that we've now played out all summer and kind of road tested, and we're now getting ready to record that too. So
Cool. Who do you have on the? You told me you had a big lineup for tonight. A lot of members coming in. Can you give us a breakdown of who's going to be on stage with you tonight?
Me, John, and Nick on vocals, guitar, drums, and bass, respectively. Then on keys, Jenna Fodiatis, who's awesome, plays with us all the time, and Ralph Reel, who plays with Odyssey and Good Company. Ralph is awesome. They're awesome. They're phenomenal. Odyssey and Good Company. Everyone should look them up. They've been like selling out 1,000-person rooms in Europe 4 nights a week for like, you know, the first 6 months of this year. It's pretty awesome. So when Ralph isn't on tour with them, he comes down to the junior leagues and comes and plays with us. And it's so much fun, you know, playing with him. Front Porch Fest is a really good fest with him too. We'll be back there next year.
Nice.
Then on top of that, Mike Candela on guitar. Artemis Thompson, from DC, who's an awesome rapper from DC who has been with us for a lot of shows. And then Mario D'Ambrosio on saxophone, Yellow Submarine.
Awesome. That sounds like a blast. Yeah, so speaking of which, I noticed that, like, I went back and actually listened to the album earlier this week because I was going back and listening to all my, I got a lot of friends on the lineup this year at Hometown Get Down, so I went back and started listening to some stuff just to get warmed up. And I noticed there's such a broad mix of genres. Does that come from like a group taste between all three of you, or is it one, or does like one of you have one taste, one of you have another, or how does that mix become so broad?
I guess it's a bit of both. you know, sometimes like one of us will bring in a song that we've written and that one's a little bit more from one person or the other, but then it becomes, you know, a bit altered when everybody has their input. And then there are songs where, you know, whoever brings in the you know, little kernel or whatever is not very developed, and then it becomes more of a group thing. And yeah, we just have very eclectic taste. And like, you know, one of the points in the band is just to like make the music that we want to make,
not be beholden to a style because of tomorrow is this style, you know. Okay, cool.
And so we've had a lot of fun with it in all the directions it's taken us, because we're all into all of those different genres of music, and so jumping around in between them, and you know, it's a lot of fun. So we've also, I think, learned how to do that in a way that's less chaotic and more, definitely preferable.
Okay. So Jeff, I know that your background is in politics, and I've noticed that quite a few, if not all, the songs on the albums at least have some kind of political implications, if not some kind of political message. Does that stem from that background of yours, or is everyone kind of on the same page as far as that goes?
They're like my two passions in life, and I tried so hard for so long to keep them from intertwining, and did a pretty good job, because I thought it would be inappropriate. Because who wants to hear, you know, preachy, aggrandizing message from someone? You know, it's kind of, I didn't want to be like that guy. But then, since like, especially last November, I just can't not do that. I can't keep them apart. Maybe John wishes I didn't, you know, intertwine them as much, but yeah, so it's definitely, I mean, those two live videos that we put out, those were shot November 26th. We scheduled it in October when we thought Hillary Clinton would win, and then she didn't. I woke up the next morning and like on my bike on the way to work, like rewrote all the words to Order of the Red Banner in my head. Wow. And those are the words.
What were the words before?
It was, see, exactly. You don't remember, do you? Yeah. And then it went over, and I really tried to be really like subtle with that video. There's like a little like frame subliminal message, and so like, so I think people got it, but it didn't really make like, it wasn't as overt of a statement as I thought it would be. It was very subtle, because again, it was the first time we'd really done anything that aggressively political, so I didn't want to be like, I was trying to be really cautious about the line of what's tasteful.
Right.
And then after that, it didn't really, and I continued to be kind of disconcerted about the Trump presidency, because it's my job, like for the rest of the week, you know, to think about and contemplate that stuff. And so then we wrote Tiny Hands, which is a much more overt song that we have not recorded or released, but have played at every show and festival this summer, and the release, or the response to it has been pretty ridiculous. And it's a fun song. It's a really good song. So might put that out as a single, or
we should. Well,
maybe
we're gonna record it. So
and the next recording process will be very different too. We're doing some things structurally that'll be really different from the first album that I think are gonna be pretty cool.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned some future recording plans. Is that coming up soon, or when can we expect a 2018 type of release, I guess?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wouldn't commit to a date.
I mean,
right.
I would expect that we release a few tracks this year.
It's not all or nothing. I mean, we're like, you know, we're not gonna like wait until we have a magnum opus and put it out. I think we're all pretty eager to take a lot of these things that we've been playing live a lot and record them and put them out, but we've been playing live so much that it's like a time management thing.
Right.
You know, it's difficult. So we just made the decision of how we want to kind of structure the next 4 or 5 months, and we set aside a block of time that is sufficient to like get some of that stuff in the pipeline. So I don't want to talk dates, but like I'm pretty excited about it. So,
Good. And the rest of us should be too. Great. So that's all awesome, guys. I appreciate you indulging all of that with me. Is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you want to say to the people?
Nick definitely had that one thing that he really wanted to say. I know.
I forgot what it was.
Oh, really?
It was Of Tomorrow is awesome.
Oh yeah, we're pretty cool. Check us out.
We're all right. We're all right. We're all right. Check us out.
All right.
bandoftomorrow.com and on the Facebooks and all that.
The Facebooks, the interwebs, all over.
Yeah, it's
all
on
right.
Facebook. You have to type it in, Band of Tomorrow, one word. It's actually probably a structural weakness of the name is that it does not aggregate well in search engine inquiries. So
I have found that as well. When attempting to tag you guys in my posts.
it's very hipstery. It's very hipstery. You have to try.
Yeah.
You have to look for the clues and then do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you taking the time and look forward to you guys rocking your set tonight. All right, that's Jeff and Nick from Of Tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Cheers.